The Super Nintendo Classic has been announced, and I need one.
Are you going to be able to get one of the, 50 that they actually
I
sell?
will do it.
You
I'll
mean
get one.
Just buy a Raspberry Pi and throw an emulator on it, which is basically all it is?
They don't have Star Fox 2, though.
In about a month after the release, they will. Someone's going to rip the ROM out of it.
I want the actual proper thing.
Is it going to turn yellow on top like the old ones did too?
I don't know. Mine hasn't. My original Super Nintendo still is great.
You gotta keep it out of the sunlight, out of UV, and it should be okay.
Yes. Well, anyway, as much as I really want the Super Nintendo Classic thingy, and I'll have to, find a way to get one, because, they haven't opened pre-orders yet. That's not what we're really here to talk about, though, because we are here to actually talk about ponies and things. Yes, hello, this is, of course, Pony 411. This is episode 186 for the week of July 2nd, 2017. I am your host, Nemesis, and joining me is Alca7raz. Yes, it's also a blow stuff up weekend in America.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Don't really feel like celebrating this year for various reasons.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We do actually have quite a bit of news to discuss. We also have, of course, a new comic to talk about, and the new Equestria Girls Special, as well as some fan content at the end of the show. All of that is going to be here.
All that jazz.
Mm-hmm. So, if you, of course, want to follow along with the news, which we're going to jump into real quick, you should go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. That's spelled Libsyn. That's where all the links and stuff are there. You can click on them so you get more information that we won't be able to cover. So, let's just jump right in. JotCon has their schedule up, plus details on some of the panels.
Yes.
Schedule, yes, including our panels.
Yes.
Including my crazy panel with timelines.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a crazy thing there. Hopefully it goes over well.
It's going to go
We're also, as you
horrible.
probably might have noticed if you see us on Twitter, we're going to be on someone else's panel.
Yep, we're joining someone's panel.
My Little Robin.
Yep.
Woohoo. And anyway, moving on. Andrew Francis and Britt McKillop are going to be at Ponyville Ciderfest, or Oktoberfest as they're calling it this year. The royal couple.
Yep.
No baby, though.
No.
Unless,
Did
they get Tabitha? I think they have Tabitha as
might actually
Ciderfest,
have
in which
Tabitha
case they
as-
do have the baby.
Why did you bring a baby to Oktoberfest? That's just horrible.
I don't know, maybe it's really mature for its age.
I'm now just remembering that Glacier Clear's series.
I'm just remembering Scrubs. You ever see Drunk Baby?
I can't repeat the name on the podcast.
Anyway, moving on from unrepeatable things, Equestria LA has announced Vincent Tong.
Ooh.
All right. And HasCon has announced several panels events, including the MLP content. And of those, there's a sneak peek at the movie and the Season 8 premiere.
Yep.
One of those you have to buy an add-on for your badge. On top of
$200 for the dinner event, and then like $150 for the other one.
It's quite expensive.
It's quite expensive.
I guess.
But you get special stuff with it, too. I mean, you get goodies.
Let's see.
I think one of the lunch things, they animate you or something like that.
Well, the badge add-ons, let's see which one of those is the movie sneak. Yeah, $200 for the movie sneak peek event. Ooh. Oh, Transformers Last Night movie event. Ooh. Yeah, why would anyone especially do not spend $200 on that ever? It wasn't worth the $13 I think I spent on it. Anyway, in fandom news, Oily Valves on DeviantArt has created a 3,700 piece Rainbow Dash out of Lego.
Cool.
Yeah, it's big and
it looks really good. I'm kind of interested. I wish I had those kind of Legos.
They also put up their process on Flickr, so it's in their link of their description. So if you want to know hows, check that out.
Make one yourself.
Yeah, if you have the pieces and the time.
If you got the pieces and you haven't stepped on all of them yet.
Ow! And someone made a Rainbow Dash go-kart.
Yeah!
I only got second, though.
Oh,
I guess not the fastest.
Yet. As we see, she wasn't always number one.
Right. You tell yourself that.
Except to her parents.
Anyway, Rainbow Dash was also on Amazon's Pride float. well, an alicorn version of her.
Yeah, that was a bit interesting.
Yes, so,
All right.
Yep, okay, I guess that's one way to skirt trademarks and copyrights. Barely.
Yes.
And yeah, that was the thing. And the Equestria Dreamers are looking for more help, including voices for Chapter 2 of My Little Investigations, if you remember that game.
Yes.
Yes, they're looking for voices for Pinky and Fluttershy. And Pinky and Dash, I believe, yes.
The Dreamers. Thanks to you, I've got that mixed up with a certain old video game you've been making me watch a playthrough of. Omicron.
We Omicron. Anyway, merchandise. Hasbro's second quarter investor call will be on July 24th. We'll tell you how good things are going.
Yep. Sometimes we get interesting stuff out of that.
Yes.
There's just kind of neat little bits of information. We'll see what happens.
Yes. And a new collectible card game for the movie is coming, and it's called apparently Equestria and Beyond. It's a new one. I'm not sure if it has the same rule set as the other one, but yeah, it's apparently a new one.
Yep. See if it is different. See if it's as hyper complex as the other CCG was.
Anyways, coming out in October.
Yep.
Toys R Us is selling a box of random pony stuff for $25, including apparently Funko ponies and whatnot. I think possibly looks like the miniature IDW things with the stickers as well.
Yeah.
$25, you get random things. You don't know what's in it. It looks like more or less, as Equestria Daily put it, just offloading old stock.
Yep. Grab bags of old stuff that we've seen before just to get rid of it.
So if you're interested, though, check for those, I guess.
Yes.
Apparently, there's pretty cool Mlp Plushies coming up. Twilight and Pinky.
Yep.
They're interesting design. Kind of cute, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're actually kind of cute. For their play school, but they are actually kind of cute. They look soft, so you can throw them at people.
Don't throw them at people. Don't throw them at babies, either.
No, don't throw them at babies. You can probably throw them at your friends, though.
Probably
shouldn't hurt
do
that much.
A ton, and I mean a ton of MLP movie stuff has been listed on Amazon. Let's see, you got the Friendship is Magic collection stuff. Let's see, the Twilight Sparkle, Canterlot Spa, the Robot Twilight, and of course the Guardians of Harmony, Stratus, Sky Ranger, and plushies, the Sea Pony plushies, various versions, including the Cuddly plush for Twilight, whatever the heck that is.
Whatever the heck that is, yes.
There's a Twinkle plush and the Cuddly plush. I think it might be the slightly larger version or something.
Yeah, they tend to do little things like that.
So yes, lots of movie stuff.
I might have to get some of those Sea Pony ones.
Shooby-doo.
Shooby-doo.
And Wave 21 of the blind bags and some Equestria Girls mini sets are available on Amazon as well.
Yay.
Yes, Wave 21. That's the one, I believe, with it's got Sassy Saddles in it. But yeah, the sets are the Applejack cooking and Rarity in her dress-up, trendy accessories. Well then, I guess more of that mall wave.
Yay.
And in comic news, a preview for Friendship is Magic number 56 is up on iTunes. And I think that's it. Yep, that's all the news.
Yep, nothing else happened in the week. Nothing else.
Nothing happened. That's all that happened. I mean, wait, what's this? Hold on. There's something here. Oh, right, that.
Yes.
That. So first off, in Friendship is Magic news, a new poster for My Little Pony the movie has been released.
Yes.
New poster, very sparkly.
Very sparkly. It has the wrong names up on top.
Yes, the wrong names. We'll get to that in a little bit.
We'll get to that in a bit.
But the big thing, I think the very big thing, the biggest thing that happened this week actually is...
You mean the poster wasn't that big?
No. We finally got a movie trailer.
Yes, after so long, we've been waiting for it.
It's finally here. It finally came out. And I think we're kind of excited.
There's a little bit of a hype going on here.
Yes, it's actually very the animation itself is very nice looking.
It's smooth. It's butter.
Smooth indeed. Yeah, so we're getting there's a lot of little scenes. We don't have a whole lot of context quite yet, other than so Tempest shows up in Canterlot. The main six somehow get kicked out of it, and it looks like they're being chased after, particularly for Twilight, and yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those trailers that doesn't
really tell you much
about what's actually going on, which
better
I guess
than
is what
ones
they're
that tell you
supposed to
too
do.
much.
Yeah, I'd rather have one that doesn't really tell me anything than one that does.
Yeah,
as long as not one of those they tell you something that has nothing to do with what's actually going on.
Yeah, a couple things to note. Yes, many people have noticed the low poly airship.
Yeah, there's a couple points here and there that have come up. One of them, the airship that Tempest is on, it doesn't look all that great. It looks really low poly.
I suspect, much like a lot of this, it's just simply not finished.
Yeah, it looks like a preview render, like when they're doing things quickly to make sure the shot is right.
Yeah.
So that could very easily be it's not yet
Yeah, because the
done
movie
yet,
is
so-
a little over 3 months away.
Yeah, and
often
CG is usually the last thing to be done. So
Yeah, in movies, I've heard stories about movies being pretty much torn away from the director's hands at the last second. So it's possible it probably just simply isn't done yet. So we're just seeing unfinished assets.
yeah,
Particularly again CG. That's usually the last part.
yeah. As for other ones like all the 2D stuff,
There might be just some minor touch-up stuff, and also there's the probably it's just once again bad transfer.
There's a couple things in there where it looks like they still had really badly crushed shadows and shading and stuff like that.
And the other big problem people have, and this is my problem with it, is who the names at the end is all the celebrities who are voicing supporting characters, not the main 6 voices.
Yeah,
that's kind of been the big problem.
There was no mention at all anywhere about any of the main 6 voice actors.
No, and that's kind of unfortunate. It's Hollywood unfortunately still has this idea that celebrities are what put butts in seats.
Yeah, that, and we also get the whole all the people that they did put up are either known for other things or live action actors.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is they literally think celebrities put butts in seats. That's why they think that celebrities are the big draw of movies, and that's proven time and time again that is not the case.
Yeah, and it also seems like they don't think the voice actors are the celebrities either. It's like the old stupid idea of voice actors aren't real actors, which is like
the thing is, celebrities aren't what are the main draw for most people. I mean, they were banking. Remember, they're banking on Scarlett Johansson for Ghost in the Shell, and guess what happened?
That did not go well.
Remember when they were advertising the recent American Godzilla, they put Bryan Cranston all over the trailers and advertisements. He was barely in the movie because they think people want to see. They're there for celebrities. That's not why they're here. The people want to see Godzilla because they want to see Godzilla.
Yeah.
People went to see Ghost in the Shell. Very few people went to see Ghost in the Shell because it was Ghost in the Shell, or because it looked like it was a sci-fi movie that they may be interested in. Any which way, that didn't work.
Yeah,
there's a whole. But any which way, celebrities are want to sell things, so that's kind of frustrating that Hollywood seems to still think celebrities are the main selling point for movies, and they're not. People are not there to see Scarlett Johansson; they're there to see Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Not trying to discredit their abilities or talents. It's just that's not the main draw for people anymore. Way back in the day, it
may
used
have
to be.
been. Yeah, it was that. Oh, this is a name I know, so
That hasn't
obviously
been the case.
it must
Very
have
few
good
celebrities
stuff behind it.
Very few celebrities even have. Very few even have any sort of real draw anymore of pulling people in. Even then, that's really small numbers, and just Hollywood still seems to think otherwise, though. So they're going to keep doing this until they finally get through their heads that maybe we shouldn't bank on just celebrities salvaging movies or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's what they're thinking is people come see the movie because of these celebrities.
Yeah, it doesn't really work like that.
No.
Not anymore.
But anyway, on top of that trailer, there's this German version also came out, which actually has a little bit extra in it.
Yeah, it's got an extra scene with Pinky in a cannon.
Yeah,
Pinky and all but Twilight. Twilight is not in the canon with them. Getting launched out of a very destroyed Canterlot.
Yes, there's that.
Yeah, also noted with that, where the US trailer had a bunch of other like weird graphical problems like crushed shadows and things like that, the German one did not.
Yes.
It looked a lot better. And I think this is just the Lionsgate marketing team not knowing how to handle what they're doing.
Yeah. Someone's screwing up somewhere.
Yeah, whoever's rendering the trailers is not rendering them right.
I mean, this trailer was better the US trailer was better with the shadows and stuff than that first
than the
initial
first one.
teaser.
Yeah, but there were still some serious ones. Like, go back and look at the US trailer that just came out and look at Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, that was just as bad as the last teaser.
Yeah,
other ones weren't.
I think that one was exacerbated because that's how she has more shadows than the other characters.
That too, but then you do side-to-side comparisons with the same scenes in the German release. Much better rendering.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting the movie, even the US movie, is going to look more like what the German trailer did.
Yeah. Also, Pulp Fiction reference.
Yes, very blatant Pulp Fiction reference. That was great.
Another adult movie being referenced in My Little Pony.
Yeah, and that wasn't in the German one. That was in both of them.
Also, R.I.P. Brian.
Yes.
R.I.P. Brian.
R.I.P. Brian.
Or Starlight.
Right.
I love that edit. It's perfect.
But yes, I am hyped. And that rain boom.
Oh yeah, very nice looking.
That was amazing.
Very nice.
It's absolutely amazing.
That's what you get. It's the thing is, I'm just kind of the realization this is just for the movie. When we go back to season 8, we're just gonna be back to Flash again. It's like, oh,
we're gonna get spoiled with this.
It'd be nice if they switched over to this full time, but I'm not sure if the cost. How cost effective that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure because like the assets are made, and they're still doing puppet based, so it's theoretically possible they could go to Toon Boom, but then again, DHX may not be
set up for
Toon Boom. We don't know really.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting. It'd be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think they would have to do. I mean, just on other things, I think they would have to do something else, like a whole new Generation 4.5. It would have to start a new generation, new sort of series in order to do it, because just cutting to it completely new style like that in the middle of a series, you'd have to do something. Yeah, not very often.
I've seen multiple shows actually just change styles randomly halfway through.
It can
American
be a bit
Dragon.
jarring.
Jake Long did it. They switched to a new season, did a whole new animation style. Dexter's Lab did it, although that was kind of a switch over because completely new team.
Yeah,
but several things have switched over to completely different animation styles for various reasons. So it's possible, especially this is one of those. It looks better, so
it can look better. Yeah.
Anyway, for the trailer, there's also an official gift creator for it.
Yep.
So and apparently there's also potential for prizes if you send it to them.
Yeah, except probably by this time every single section has already been gift, so there's nothing new anymore.
Gift the whole thing. Here you go.
You can. I think there's a limit of 2.9 seconds.
Alas.
But, I think...
That's if you use just the official creator.
Right.
There's ways to get around that.
Yeah.
Here it is, the entire trailer in GIF form.
I'm pretty sure every scene in the trailer has been GIFed already.
Yeah, well, still, it's possible. It's theoretically possible to win a poster. Emily Blunt talked a bit about her role in the movie on Entertainment Tonight. And, yeah, it's very short. It's not a whole lot. It's just a clip from the trailer, and, yeah. She talks about her character a bit.
Nothing we didn't already know.
Nothing we didn't already know. Oh, and apparently it might be another trailer releasing in the future, according to German sites.
We'll watch it drop, tomorrow.
I doubt it. They probably won't be... It'll probably drop in, August or September.
Closer to the movie release.
Yep. Oh, and another thing. Apparently, the movie's going to be 99 minutes long.
99.
Mm-hmm. The longest piece of content we've gotten from Pony. Because that is an hour...
It's a little over an hour and a half.
An hour and 39 minutes.
Yep.
So that's the longest.
How long are the Equestria Girls movies?
They tend to range from 72 to 80 minutes each. Not quite hour and a half, but close. So this will be the longest one, and just over an hour and a half. That's right in the as I predicted, right about where we usually put kids movie, because you go much longer, kids start losing interest.
Yeah. You have a 3-hour movie.
3-hour kids movie. Yeah, people are losing interest, and adults start losing interest at that point.
How long was the last Transformers movie?
2.5 hours. Actually, just shy of 2.5 hours.
Just shy of 2.5.
Wasn't as long as the one before, which was 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's the shortest of the last few. Anyway, actually, most big movies nowadays tend to be breaching 2 hours.
More time to actually have story, or try to have story.
Didn't help Batman vs Superman. Anyway, that is all of the news.
Yes,
a lot of it. It's like we said, big thing was movies.
Yeah.
Speaking of movie, though, discussion time. It's the review of My Little Pony, the movie prequel number 1.
The comic.
Yes. Comic, which is written by Ted Anderson, art by Andy Price, and colors by Heather Breckel.
Huh.
What do you know? Anyway, this is actually about the Storm King. We're actually finding out stuff about him.
Yep.
And he's actually the one telling it. It does a fourth wall break to do so. Oh, geez.
Oh, no.
Anyway, he tells us about, what he's doing and what, kind of we also see, hey, it's Capper from the movie.
Yep.
That cat guy, the naked cat. So basically, it attacks a nation of anthropomorphic cats. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, that's more or less the gist of it. Storm King attacks a bunch of cats, and we kind of see who he is and why he's doing things, and there's possibly a MacGuffin of sorts.
Yeah, we also get a little insight into Storm King's character and his personality.
Yeah. So
tends to match with the trailer
so far.
What little bit he showed up in the trailer.
Yeah, because the trailer makes it seem like Tempest is the big bad.
Yeah.
But she's just the dragon. Anyway, it's an interesting issue, I think. I mean,
It
again,
is.
it's only one of a 4-part story leading up to a bigger story, but
The movie.
exactly. So it's interesting. We see some stuff, established. We see other characters from the movie show up. But I'm interested to see where this goes. Hopefully it goes somewhere good, because that would mean hopefully good things for the movie as well. We just can't make a real big judgment call simply because it's only one part.
Yeah, it's one part of a much larger
It's definitely a good
story.
intro. It's actually kind of entertaining too. The Storm King is not super serious edgelord.
Yeah, he's not your standard, I'm evil and
He's not
I'm...
Tyrek.
Yeah.
He's not
your
Tyrek.
generic
He's
evil
kind of
bad guy.
He's kind of a little goofy.
Yeah.
Little goofy.
Yeah.
But he's still intimidating stuff.
Yep.
There's that. So it's actually a pretty fun read, I think. Hopefully this means good things for the rest of the series here, and then good things for the movie as well.
Yep.
So far interesting, but we can't really. What is it? Let's see. This came in, so it's last one will be September. Yeah, we won't be able to make a final thing until September.
Oh no.
Yeah, no final on that until September. So that is the comic. Is interesting, but we can't really make a final say.
Yep. No
No final
judgments.
word.
Judgments being held until more
That's interesting
information.
so far.
Yeah.
Right, so getting to our main discussion this week, it is the second Equestria Girls Special. This is movie magic. And within this, basically what happens is the Humane 7 wind up getting to a movie set because the director is also an Everfree alumni, and they get to see the filming of the new Daring Do movie. And the thing is, things are going wrong. Lots of sets falling apart, relics go missing, and all that stuff. And of course, they have to go figure out who's doing it. And they also meet a new person who's named Juniper Montage, who's the niece of the director, and she helps out and whatnot. Anyway, they have to find out who stole the relics and all that stuff. And at first it looks like the main actress who played Daring Do was going to do it, but then it turns out, no, they found out it was actually Juniper, because Juniper wanted to just, delay the movie to the point where the actress quit and she could take the role of Daring Do herself. And they catch her and she gets kicked off the set and they get a part in the movie, and that's it. Essentially. Trying to do that quick.
Yes. Less rambly than I usually do.
This one is kind of strange. I still enjoyed it, but it's also a bit, as I put on Twitter, messy in many ways.
I will agree.
It's still enjoyable, but there's a lot of little things kind of like, wait on, that's not so great. That's what it is. It's not so much any major problems, so much as a bunch of little problems here and there. The thing is, it's kind of just odd just in the first place, just the fact to just get onto a movie set just because it went to the same camp the director did. It's kind of a weird, very tenuous excuse to do this.
Yeah.
It's forgivable. It's just kind of an odd, like, what? I will say it actually was nice to see Dash and Twilight nerding out over Daring Do.
That was amazing.
That was the kind of the thing I wanted to see more from Daring Do way back when. And we got more of that because the two of them went off to go see the relics.
Yep. And the rest of the sets.
Which I remember that was funny. I remember the summary implied the relics would be actual. I recall this something about the relics actually being real.
Yeah.
And
they weren't.
Or if they were, there was nothing really actually that special about them.
Yeah.
I did also like there was implication because the director's complaining it's so hard to get in touch with AK Yearling because you'd think she'd be in her office writing. She's so hard to track down. Like just a little nod to the reality.
Yes.
I did like that.
That was good. I liked a lot of parts in this, but I do agree with the whole, it's kind of messy. I think one of the reasons is that they did a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of references here and there throughout. And I think that's one of the source of its messiness, trying to piece those little pieces together. I think overall they did an okay job, but it could have been a little bit better. And just, tying all those little things in. Yeah. Maybe a few of them didn't need to be in there.
If we're going to ask, a lot of it just feels like we need to divert from the main plot right here to actually make a reference real quick. Then we can go back to the plot.
Yeah, it wasn't as well integrated as it could have been.
PowerPoint's thing was kind of that. It's appreciated.
Yes,
I like it. It's cool.
I like seeing it, but it wasn't entirely necessary.
It did feel like it was just kind of a quick, let's deviate from the plot real quick just so we can shove in a PowerPoint as reference.
Yeah.
Which, it's one of those things like, is it worth the trade-off?
I enjoyed
It's
the
okay.
reference, but it probably didn't need to be.
Yeah, it was nice to
there.
see the human versions of this. All those funny humdrum is now a dog because Spike's a dog.
Yeah.
Because in the original, the Power Ponies comic, he was supposed to be just a little kid pony.
Yeah.
Now he's a dog.
Now he's a dog.
Okay. And it was also nice. Sunset is the maniac. Oh, yeah. That was, you see Maniac's purple, so, That's that. Those are thinking of. Yeah, this is another thing. Juniper Montage.
Juniper
the new character.
montage.
New character. She was voiced by Ali Liebert, or Liebert. I'm not sure. So she's a new character. And that was the whole thing was she's obviously a bit of a movie buff. And she, her whole thing, she turns out to be the villain all along. And her thing was, well, one, she hated the main actress. Her name was Chestnut Magnifico. Thanks, screen caps. Who's voiced by Kira Tauser. And she didn't like the actress, one thing. And two, apparently she wanted to be Daring Do herself.
Yep.
Which is kind of ridiculous.
It's very ridiculous.
And so she sabotaged the movie. She broke the sets. She hid relics. She hid the costumes.
Yep.
She was doing stuff to everything she could because, well, she knew there was only 1 month left on the actress's contract. And so she thought Chestnut she delayed things long enough, Chestnut would leave, and some reason that somehow that would then make the role default to her.
Which it wouldn't.
Which, on one hand, that's kind of, delusional, but on the other hand, it kind of works in the end, because they even call out, that's crazy. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
They call that out specifically. So because of that, it works because they show, it's just a delusional teenager.
Yep.
And yeah, you can see the teenage logic there. Let's be honest, a lot of us have been there, of the teenage logic of, if A happens, B will clearly happen, even though B has no relation to A.
Especially when it's something you really want to happen.
Yeah, you convince yourself that is definitely what will happen for sure.
Yeah.
So it kind of works on that front, in the sense that, it works because it is absurd. It is kind of pathetic and absurd.
Yeah.
So it kind of works because they call out how pathetic it is. But I can understand why some people might be a little about that.
Yeah.
Because it is, again.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
That would never work.
And that's another thing is, the actual main thing of, it turns out is Juniper all along. There is the red herring. There is a lot of evidence pointing at Chestnut. Which is the point.
They
She's
set
the
it
red
up
herring.
as that.
There's a lot of stuff that would indicate it is Chestnut, but if the thing is, I kind of knew going in Juniper was going to be villain just because
the synopses.
The synopses spoiled it.
Gave it
if
away.
it wasn't for that, I'm not sure if I would have caught on, except for the kind of, it's obviously Herbie, just because there's one line that kind of gives away that it might be Juniper, which is she's a little grousy because she said, I want to be Daring Do. She wouldn't even give me the role. So that's kind of the one hint, if for sure, is that Juniper might be guilty of something.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not a whole lot to implicate her. So it's kind of, it doesn't totally succeed at the mystery thing. Good mystery, you can figure it out before they tell you.
Yeah, but
at the same time, and the thing is, here you go back. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But there's some stuff like the candy bars. I don't think that was really a thing until later.
It wasn't
until after the reveal. So that's one of those.
The candy bars were meant as one of the red herrings pointing to the main actor,
Chestnut.
To Chestnut, and they didn't even connect it back to Juniper until after she was caught.
Yeah, so that was kind of the failure. Other than that, it's just kind of there's little things. I mean, looking at it is okay, she has keys to everywhere, almost everywhere.
Yeah.
She knows the whole place, and she was able to lose them so quickly. She was able to lose Dash. Even though
the
Dash
references to all of those pointed over to.
Yeah, see, it's okay,
Juniper.
yeah, you can see it in hindsight, but it's the problem is it's hard to form that conclusion before they tell you. So that's kind of why I kind of fail. It's not entirely successful as a mystery, but it doesn't completely fail either because of those things. So that's why it's kind of messy.
Although a good mystery will sometimes keep you guessing.
Yeah, it'll keep you guessing, but it is possible to figure it out before they tell you. That's the whole thing. It's possible.
Yeah.
And this is kind of one of those, they didn't totally give you all the info you kind of needed. They didn't give you everything. It's still possible to just get there just from either A, foreknowledge, or B, knowing the trope, or just kind of, that's the villain. Being able to build it logically from the clues they give you isn't totally feasible. I mean, you have to make one wild guess.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why, again, it gets a little messy. Who was it? The name of the director was Cantor Zoom.
Cantor Zoom.
Yeah. And Andy Toth was that. And there's also Stalwart Stallion and Charles Zuckerman. I'm trying to remember. Oh, right. That was the villain.
the villain.
Right.
Was the villain character, not the actual villain.
The villain character in the movie.
Yeah.
Complete with mustache.
Complete with mustache.
Twirly mustache.
Yes. You have to have a twirly mustache.
Include muhaha. Oh yeah, I guess we kind of somewhat of an explanation why Daring Do had makeup, because movies.
Yeah, it's because it was an actress.
So yeah,
So
and, and then there's also funny. There's a little bit of a thing where Dash corrects them while they're filming.
Yes.
No, he wouldn't be called Stalwart Stallion yet.
You wouldn't do. Yeah.
Fine. You don't.
Fine.
It's like you don't want to disappoint the dude. And then a little smudge smile.
That was glorious.
We won't interrupt again.
Yeah, I will say, like, the first special kind of had an unexpected rarity focus. This one was more expected to every now and then we had a bit more of a Dash focus.
It's weird.
It was a bit more expected in this one.
Anything, it was Dash, and then we'd switch over to Twilight at the end. It switches over to Twilight focus.
A little bit, yeah, which is again also expected because that. But I did enjoy that.
Yeah,
that Dash focus.
It was nice.
I liked it.
What was I thinking of? I did like the nervous assistant. You know, that's why they're allowed being in PowerPoint, is because he's just like, oh gosh, my job's on the line.
And
then you mess up
costumes
anyway.
Go, and I'm fired.
Yeah, I'm so fired.
I'm so fired.
Yeah, you are.
You are so fired.
Oh, the whole splitting up thing, because they're all excited to see different parts, which that's how we saw some of the clues for who did it.
Yep.
Although a lot of them are very misleading, which was kind of the point, but at the same time, didn't.
Yeah.
But it was splitting up, and we like interesting split ups in some ways. Like AJ and Sunset was like, Dash and Twilight. I mean, of course, two of them nerding out over this,
which was great.
Rarity and Fluttershy went off to meet the actress, and it was Pinky and Spike
because they wanted to find the food.
They wanted to eat,
which makes sense.
Yeah, they wanted to eat food. Yeah, cupcake fountains. Apparently, that's a thing.
Apparently, it is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, if you can have a meat fountain, meat faucet actually.
Yeah.
That's what one is. The meat faucet.
That looks so wrong. It sounds so wrong.
It sounds so wrong, but apparently, that's supposed to be a really good one.
Yeah. There was a couple. Oh, yeah. Dash had her pendant, or they call them, geodes.
The geodes.
That's the official term now. Is geode. It's like, okay,
all right,
sure. Why not? Okay. Yeah, she brought hers. It's like, why would you bring that? Oh, she was able to zoom around. Although
Twilight brought hers.
Yeah. Turns out I brought hers too. So she did magic. I guess it's one of those things. Like, if you really like your power,
which is, you say it that way. Twilight is the one that really didn't like her power.
Yeah, initially, but she really likes it now. I guess now that she actually got to indulge. Okay. And then, so it was interesting. Yeah, okay, they left it behind because otherwise, like, Sensei could just touch the arm and find out if you're innocent or not.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, hold on. We'll find out real quick. Of course, that kind of was undone just by the fact they couldn't ever find her till the very end, so...
Yeah. Although, that does bring up one point. I did like when Dash was locked in the closet, she went for the cell phone. They quickly dealt with that. Well, why can't you just call someone? You have cell phones?
Because security took your cell phone.
Because they took them at the door.
Because you cannot take pictures of the set and tweet them out to all your friends and stuff.
I do like how they dealt with that one.
Yeah.
Brought up and dealt with it.
Yeah. It was also at the end, they also got cast as extras.
Yes.
In the movie. That was kind of interesting. Just kind of, it's like, oh, Dash, are you really just going to ask for that? Yes. And all that is successful.
Successful, yes. Because extras don't usually require any acting experiences. You just have to stand there.
Yeah. Although, and the bonus for them is they don't have to pay them.
Yeah. Depending on how they do it, they might give you we'll give you lunch.
Yeah.
There's some sandwiches or something.
Yeah, so although I've seen some movies where the extras aren't do something stupid right on camera. It's like, oh, like they look too early, like they're supposed to react, and one of them looks too early because he's waiting for a signal, and so you see one just kind of paying attention to something not supposed to yet. Oops. Yeah, that was interesting, and of course then Dash ruined it again because she had a fangirl.
Apparently, it's not the first time.
Yeah. multiple takes. Keep it going.
Yep.
Keep the takes going. Let's see. Trying to remember who wrote this. It was a new person. Oh. Noelle Benvenuti. I can't remember. I think she's new.
I can't recall.
But yeah, that's was who wrote this one. So I think the third one is written by someone else too. So it's 3 different writers for three different specials. Oh yeah, there's also the intro. This is again the same one as the last time, but yeah, so nothing special there. Another thing I forgot to mention last time, which is Twilight does have a new outfit now. It is pretty much more or less a heavily modified version of Princess Twilight's outfit, because now it's got a pink pink sweater over top,
Right.
and slightly more frilly skirt. But otherwise, it's a very similar outfit. So that's okay, sure.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Yeah, like I said, it's enjoyable.
It was. I did enjoy
fun.
it.
There's a lot about it. It's just there's a lot of messy, weird little problems here and there.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Not enough to ruin enjoyment, but definitely enough to make you go, kind of go, wait.
Yeah. For me, I mean, compare like this one to the first special, it balances out with the first special didn't really have any messy points like that, but it was also rarity. This one had some messy points, but also had a lot of dash.
Yeah.
And had a lot of Dash and Twilight interacting, which is really good.
Yeah, including one I've seen people taking a screen cap of Dash tackling Twilight and saying, I was waiting for you. Say, uh-oh.
Oh, yes, please, let's continue.
That's not. Something else that should be going on instead.
No.
But especially remember, Twilight has a boyfriend. Dang it.
Dang it.
I had to own myself for that one.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you...
I had to own myself for that one, too. It's like, it's one of those I have to take you down with me. At least he wasn't, like, pop up at all.
Yes.
Hooray! He hasn't popped up yet. Although I do know he's popping up because of that one Russian short that leaked out.
Oh.
Curse you, Dishy. Other than that, though, yeah, it was fun. It was enjoyable, but
Couple messy points.
lots of messy little things that kind of poke it down a little bit, which is why I think Dance Magic is the better of the two. Just because that one's a little more solid to me, and I'm not like, oh no, rarity.
I'm not, oh no, rarity. It's just not my favorite character. I can enjoy it beyond that. It's just not my favorite character.
Like, yeah, Twilight. Oh, that's the other thing. I almost forgot Twilight. There's a cool thing at the end when Twilight's explaining the Juniper thing. They used Twilight as the transition thing, and that was really cool. I thought, that was a really cool way to do the transitions between the flashbacks to Juniper's sabotage. That was just nice, just her pacing back and forth, explaining everything as the transition.
Yeah, scene transitions.
That was cool.
Yep.
It was well done. So. Yeah, it kind of has a tenuous setup to even get it going in the first place. Like, they could have just actually attached this, I don't know, it was like, oh, you get a cash prize, and you get to see the new Daring Do movie as a prize for the dance thing.
Or maybe they just want a completely separate contest.
I'm just saying, that would have been the most easy thing to do, just the prize is you get to see the set of Daring Do, and you get a cash prize. That would have been the most obvious, that way they could connect it, and, it feels less than, rather than... Oh, we're both alumni of a camp that I went to when I was a kid, which was who knows how long ago. Wow, that camp's been running for a long time.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the tenuous thing. The mystery wasn't super well presented in some ways. Nice red herring, but it wasn't well presented. Like, oh, this is the villain, and there was and the villain herself. Like, that's I think mileage may vary. And I thought it worked out well in the end of the villain, just because the whole delusional absurdness kind of works out just because it's a teenager and it's
cliche for teenagers,
and also it is pointed out by another character, is like, what are you thinking?
They did something absurd and then lampshaded it.
He forgave her, but also you have to leave.
Yes, it wasn't this, oh right, I forgive you, everyone's happy, and
you gotta leave.
It's like, you messed up, I'll forgive you, but you're done. You're done.
You're done. You can't be on the set anymore. You broke my trust.
Yeah.
So that was nice that we got to see that. So that was pretty nice overall. I enjoyed it. Again, But I still think Dance Magic is a better of two, but it does have its flaws. Interesting how movie-centric our show is today. Movie,
Yes.
movie.
All the movies.
Yep. Blinded by fame.
Blinded by the light.
Yep. Oh, gosh. Anyway, moving on, though, from movie type content, we have music
Yes, music.
instead.
So I've got 2 songs for this week. And just to start off right into that, first up we have Royal Pony's Fun, Fun, Fun. This is a hardstyle Pinky song, if you couldn't tell by the title. Yeah, it's got a really good beat. I love the melodies and the synth in it. You don't get a feature hardstyle. It's kind of a weird. Hardstyle is kind of an odd one. It can be done really well. It can be done really badly. I enjoyed this one. I think I like the melodies when it keeps with the higher melodies instead of just going to this constant bass. So I like how this one went that way and didn't just get repetitive. But
right.
It's all right. I've heard better, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's an interesting squeaky instrument. It's kind of squeaky noise throughout the whole thing.
I think it's a synth of some sort.
I'm not sure. Which way it sounds squeaky. Yeah,
So descriptive.
Yeah, it's if you hear it's a very common, it's very high pitched, and it has a bit of a. It sounds like it's a bit of a squeak, but
Yeah, I know what you're
its
talking
song has some cool bits in it. It's hard style, and I'm not
You're
super
iffy
into
on
it. And
hard
this
style.
is just, yeah, it's hard style, so it's just kind of it's going to be inherently divisive. And I'm one of those people who tends to err on the side of not into it. And this is one of those songs because it's
Yeah, like I said, I've heard better hardstyle, but I still think this one was pretty good. I do like hardstyle overall, though, so I err on the better side. Anyway, what?
the better side.
The
he
better
says.
side. Err on liking it better. Yeah, you know what I mean. Shut up. Anyway, other song. This is Segments of Life's The Best for You. Very interesting and fun fusion of different music styles going on here. It's very bouncy. It's got the electronic stuff going on, but it also includes this heavy guitar at times as well, and that's really neat. And I like how it was done.
I like the airy intro giving way to the heavier guitar stuff. It's like, oh, how light and airy. No. And in some ways, honestly, this actually reminds me of the Top Gear game soundtrack from way back on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in some ways, especially the beginning, if you listen, you'll if you know the songs, you'll understand. But it has a lot of. It's actually not just that. There's a lot about it that's very similar to that sort of musical style, kind of beepy.
Yep,
a little bit.
Yeah.
I was also really not expecting the pitch shift. It's a kind of whoa, okay, we're going there. Okay, sure, let's do that.
Yep, we went there.
So yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, if you like that one actually is part of a larger album called "Sail the Ship Alone."
Not that larger album.
So
not that other larger album.
Not the other larger album. That one is
yeah. I like
this one's. Yeah,
I actually like this song a lot.
Yep, there's a lot of good stuff off of this album as well. So go check that out if you like this one. But yep, that's what I've got.
Yep, and fanfic time. There's no updates. Weirdly enough, nothing. But I do have a new featured one for you guys. I'm ready to blow your mind because it's one called Dashes to Dashes, Dust to Dust by the 24th Pegasus.
Mm.
This is actually about Rainbow Dash and Lightning Dust.
And it's shipping.
It's shipping. What
have you done? Who are you, and what have you done with Nemesis?
Sometimes I get a wild hair, and this is one of those times. But basically, it takes place about a couple years after the events of Wonderbolt Academy. Remember from season 3, where all that stuff where Lightning Dust showed up, and Lightning Dust is kind of in Manhattan in a bar and kind of with Weather Pony, and Dash winds up being there, and they kind of wind up talking, and Dash kind of pushes Dust to kind of, I guess, get back in the saddle, so to speak. Yep.
Ha.
Yep. And basically says, I'll put in a good word for you so you can come back and try to be a Wonderbolt again. Because it's not entirely fair how you got kicked off. And Dash even shoulders responsibility for what happened with the tornado and everything. So it just kind of, what the fic does is takes place over the course of the next year while the two of them are getting closer. And that's more or less it. I just took a gamble on this and wound up kind of liking it, actually. And that was also part of it. The reason I wanted to feature is just I was wondering what Alcatraz's reaction was going to be.
Yes. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was not exactly where I was expecting, but I think overall it was well written. I think overall, a couple points here and there. No one's perfect, but I liked the slow build, and there was a lot of good imagery and dialogue. I liked that. I liked the prose. It just flowed really well, I felt. It's 10,000 words?
13,000.
13, something like that. It didn't feel like that because it flowed really well. It was the only thing I think the conflict, well, there was a conflict right in the beginning, and I think it went a little quick.
Yeah.
And I think the winter scene was probably a little quick as well, because it's shipping, but the actual points of shipping doesn't show it as much.
Yeah, I think the thing is
it's one of those that kind of you rely on off scene.
Yeah,
it must have
very
happened
much snapshots.
off scene. Yeah. So I mean, it feels almost rushed in the romance aspect, but that's because you're not seeing things.
You're not seeing the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think that's my only real problem there is a couple points do feel the initial conflict did feel a little rushed, not horrible, but it was understandable they did it
right.
Not much to really dock any major points. It was still fairly well written. I was not expecting the personality they gave Dash. It was still fairly accurate because it definitely feels like this is an older, more matured Dash.
Yeah,
been around the Derby a few times, so to speak. So I was expecting a little bit more as what she is currently, but this definitely feels like she's older.
Slightly more further in the future.
Yeah, because she wasn't as, brash as she is now. She was definitely a lot more subdued than I was expecting, and I may have wanted a little bit more brashness from her, but it still worked really well.
Yeah. I can see what you mean. I kind of slightly disagree about the rushed feeling rushed just because it's I think maybe I just kind of filled in. It just kind of my brain just automatically filled in all the blanks. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
I just kind of filled it. Okay, yeah, okay. But it's a snapshot. You're seeing kind of important points throughout the year, but you're not seeing everything. So your brain's supposed to connect the dots between them.
Yeah, I just think that the implication that you're supposed to do was a little bit looser than it could have been. The winter scene there, it just felt kind of loose. Especially the dialogue at that one specific point was probably a little. Could have been a little bit better, but still nothing major. I can't really dock any
also
major
just a quick little warning. There is a couple bits of a language here, so just
there is language.
There's some language. It doesn't pop up that often, but it is there.
Yeah, just
give you word of warning. It is rated T. So don't read it, children.
Don't read it aloud to children.
Exactly. It's 13,716 words. It's divided into 5 chapters, and it's just one of those. Oh, why not? And it.
Yeah, I think it worked. It was a good
pleasant
choice.
Surprise for me.
It was a good choice.
Yeah, there's between that and 3 others. This is the one I went with. Okay. And surprisingly not, 2 of those had sunsets that were sunset-centric. Yeah, I picked this one over that.
Yeah.
Those.
Who are you, and what have you done with Nemesis?
Probably won't happen again.
Oh.
Next week, just nothing but sunlight. All the sunlight, all the time. No, wait. Probably shouldn't do that.
Probably not.
Probably shouldn't do all of it. I mean, that's a little scary. Anyway, so that was the fanfics are done because, again, no updates. So we are now at the end of the show.
Yep.
So if you enjoyed this show and want to listen to past and future ones, you can go to pony411.libsyn.com. Again, it's spelled Libsyn. That's where all the episodes are. You can subscribe to the RSS feed and leave a comment or via the Facebook plugin or whatever you want to do. See the archives, all that stuff. You could also go to youtube.com/pony411 and like, comment, and subscribe there because we are also there. Yay. No actual video, though. Well, not for the podcast. There are also the reviews there, which we've done, including the most recent one of Cheese Sandwich by Alca7raz there. Oh, no. It's quite cheesy.
It's very cheesy.
Indeed.
Twilight hates it.
Oh. Anyway, there's also iTunes. You can search for Pony411 there and, subscribe and rate and review. And also Google Play Music. That's play.google.com/music. Remember that. If you just go to play.google, it won't work. You have to go specifically to the music thing and then search for Pony411 and you'll find it. Google, for some reason, decides that it has to separate everything out because...
I don't know.
Reasons. So yeah, just remember that. play.google.com/music. Okay? Okay. There's also Stitcher. Stitcher.com or the iOS or Android app search for Pony411 there. And there's, of course, ponyvillelive.com. That's tied to the YouTube version, so that will update when that does. You can check it out there. And, of course, that also means the reviews will also be on there. And there's also Ponyville FM every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Tune in.
Tune in there, and also tune in for music as well throughout the rest of the week.
Good music.
Good stuff there.
Good DJs.
Mm-hmm. Play Discord. Always and forever. There, of course, you can contact us. Do so via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Questions, criticisms, whatever.
We will make an attempt to
We'll
reply
make an
as
attempt
best
to
as we can.
reply. Yes. We won't ignore you. Or if we do ignore you, we suspect you're spam. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll respond somewhat quickly. Sometimes it may take a couple days.
Depends on what you asked us.
Depending on what you ask us, and sometimes it just depends on if we see it or not. It happens. Anyway, there's also, of course, you can contact facebook.com/pony411. Like us there. Episodes do come up there as they show up, and you can, and of course, again, reviews also show up there, and you can also contact us on the messenger there. You can do so. It will be fine. We'll respond there as well if we can. Try to help you if you're asking where to buy stuff, but sometimes it's difficult for various reasons. And of course, there's also Twitter. We're at Pony411. That's our usual nonsense posting.
Nonsense posting because we can't use the other word.
We're not going to use the other word. Yes, we post nonsense there. And talk to TrotCon and other podcasts and whatnot. Or ask dumb questions ourselves, because why not? Of course, there's also our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alcatraz with a 7 and 17 and an underscore at the end. Mm-hmm.
I think I've been completely silent. I can't remember.
Been silently. All I did a review this week, but I can't quite release it yet because I need to do a second review because they're kind of a set. I haven't had time because TrotCon. I've been preparing for that.
That's happening so soon.
Yep, 2 weeks away
as
of recording. Less than
by the time you hear this, yeah.
But anyway, that is that for this episode, though. We're done. Tune in next time for episode 187. We will be talking about Mirror Magic, the final Equestria Girls Special.
Yep.
And there will be some discussion in that, which we're going to have to clarify a little bit because things got a little weird.
Yeah, things did.
But anyway, tune in next time. And until then, please pony responsibly, guys. See ya.
See ya.